What's up, lads and ladettes? This is Gamers, Nerds, and Geeks United. I am Dakota Griswold. And I wanted to say I hope you guys had a very happy holidays, a Merry Christmas, whatever holiday that you have celebrated. I personally celebrate Christmas. And for Christmas, I got this bad boy right here. Big shout out to my main man, Justin. He's one of my followers, one of my closest friends. And he is pretty much some inspiration to this channel. So once again, I want to make a personal shout out to him. And once again, I hope you guys have had a great holiday. And hopefully, a Happy New Year. So let's move on with the show. Now, Platinum Games have recently announced that they are going to start making their own personal IPs. And under that, you can categorize them as AA games. And this actually excites me because I love Platinum Games style, Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, and my favorite, the Bayonetta series. And it gets me to wondering, given the fact that some people can that it's possible to make AA games, the games like Kingdoms of Amalur come out a little too soon, given the fact that they fell under the dreaded EA. You know, what if it wasn't for EA? Was it EA's fault that this game didn't do as well as they wanted to in such a short amount of time? And the company Big Huge Game that developed it went under. Not even long after. Not even, I don't believe, a year after the game released. And to me, this game was one of the best of last generation. This game came out on Xbox 360 and PS3 and PC. And I absolutely love that game. Now, I never finished it. It was one of those games that I really enjoyed playing. Kind of enjoyed getting lost in the world. But never really finishing it because I allowed things to get distracted. I really think that's when it started. And personally, as I've said before, I'm not big on open world huge games, but this was a world that I actually just became enamored with. I got lost in it, I loved it, and had plenty of fun. And it just, I think the negativity stuff in the news as I was playing the games, with losses happening to the studio and things of that nature, it really, really befuddled me. It bothered me so much. And, you know, in this day and age where you can make your own game and probably self-publish them, where you can promote your own games using YouTube, using Facebook, Instagram, and I want to say Twitter, to where you can do it yourself without having these large budgets when, you know, if you have a publisher, they can jump in and affect, you know, sales, you know, asking you to do certain extra things, you know, like freaking microtransactions. Looking at you, EA. I'm looking at you. Anyway, Hellblade. Hellblade was done strictly by Ninja Theory, and it was put out by itself. And the game sold over 1 million. Absolutely a success in our eyes, correct? Now, they kept their budget down to a minimum, and once they sold about 500,000, they were already a success. And then they sold even another million, so now they're over 1 million, and they're doing well. The game received multiple awards, and rightfully so. I played the game, didn't really finish it because the puzzles kind of just lost me a little bit. But I absolutely loved it. You got to play with headphones on because you kind of get into her you get into her head and experience what she's experiencing, and I think it's really well done. And that game was amazing. Amazingly done. It really just goes to show you that you don't need millions upon millions of dollars just to make an enjoyable experience. That game was about $30 or $40, I believe, and I bought it day one because I was paying close attention to it as it was coming out, and I still don't regret purchasing it. Albeit I didn't really like the puzzles, but I still liked the game and the concept of what it stood for, and I really absolutely loved it. And so going back to Kingdoms of Amalur, I feel that this game could have probably been handled a bit differently if it was developed by a studio that had their own funds and they stayed within the restrictions of their funding, and it could have been an easily great selling game because it did have a significant audience behind it on Facebook and Instagram around the time. I paid close attention to it, and I absolutely loved that game. And I think it sold pretty decently. I'm not 100% sure of the numbers, but I think it did well. But according to some of the investors and maybe behind EA, it wasn't enough in a certain amount of time. And so the studio went under. And we lost a lot of studios. And I think that if we had the whole AA genre, that this could be good. See, now you can say we have indies, AA's, and then we have AAA's. And sometimes AAA's, they have all of this money, and they put all of this money forth, and they don't do well. And that's probably because the publisher had a hand, and they probably rushed some of these games out. And that kind of thing gets really annoying. Some of these games get rushed out, and they got to have day one patches. Meaning some of these games get rushed out, and they're not even finished. So as they're shipping, people are rushing and scrambling to hurry up and put the last final polish on the game. And that's just how this world works sometimes. And I think that the AA franchise, the AA genre, if you will be able to maybe the good filler between, indies and AAA games. And I don't care how many times a game has to be pushed back. I would rather a full, detailed, very well thought out, and great game than some half behind third-party game that needs a 60 or 70 gigabyte patch on day one. That's actually very frustrating. Honestly, let me just make an example. It's not the best example, but let's just say this. When the Xbox One X came out, there was a 4K update for Quantum Break. It was 90 gigabytes, I believe. It took me an hour or two. That's disgusting. I want this to be done and over with. And hopefully AA Games shows that we do not have to do this. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Give me a like if you love it. Give me a dislike if you are just not feeling it. Let me know on Twitter what you guys think. Please donate to my Patreon so I can help this channel stay strong and self-sustained and help to grow. Give you better camera quality. Mics probably don't get much better than this, but this mic can't last forever. So let's hope I can just keep growing. I thank you guys once again for watching, showing love. Oh, wait a minute. Before I sign out, I see you may have noticed that I have a better background. Come on. Greatest game all year, right, of 2017. But this controller here, when I reach about, I want to say 1,000 subscribers, I just may give this controller away. And this amiibo, albeit might not be so hard to find, but this is just the second one that I have. So I decided I could use that for a giveaway. So, oh yeah, and this is also the case that I use for my Switch that came with this edition of Legend of Zelda. So once I reach 1,000 subscribers, I will start to do giveaways. And once again, let me know down in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think. Holla at me and enjoy your new year. Peace.